here in Socal on line number 6. Jeff in Socal. Hey, Jeff, what's up?
Rome. Hey, first of all, I got to give a shout out to your boy Rick Ackerman for that stop at train crossings PSA he read before that last sports update. Lives have been saved, Rick. And Jim, the Lakers winning the championship, woo! I can't be the only one who's happy that train wreck season is over. I'm ready for that bubble to get bulldozed and turn into a parking lot. The Lakers get a Larry O trophy, but personally, I think they really should have received a blue ribbon and a coupon for a free one-topping pizza from Round Table. And as predicted, as soon as that clock hit 0, a bunch of dead-ass fools ran down to Staples Center to stand around and look at other dead-ass fools blowing things up. The local news brought out the helicopter that they usually reserve for high-speed chases to cover these idiots in the street. I think my favorite part, though, Jim, is these clowns who wear the full Lakers uniform out of the house to celebrate, as if Frank Vogel may actually call on them to get some much-needed minutes. Multiple grown men in Lakers jerseys, Lakers shorts, and basketball shoes. Jim, this notion that you aren't a real fan unless you're in a full game uniform is absurd. Grown men in a full Lakers uniform. If you wear a full Lakers uniform, you're a turd and a loser, and you need a damn drug check. Unwar, people who talk about their fantasy team in public, I'm out.
Jeff in Socal, cracking on his own, and wants nothing to do with the win. Just Jeff in Socal, acting like Jeff in Socal.
Drug check.
Drug check. And he also name-checked Rick Ackerman, talking about that PSA that he read prior to his update. And then calling the Lakers win a train wreck? Jeff, you're all over the place, man. That opens up a telephone number. Those are very important public service announcements. I read the same ones on my podcast. There's a reason we do that. It's necessary. Let me tell you something. When you get to those intersections, you stop. You know why? Trains can't. Do you know it could take a train more than a mile to stop? Now you know. Keep up the good work, Rick. And I will too. 1-800-636-8686. When you get to a freaking intersection, stop, because trains can't. Have I made myself clear? What I'm trying to say to you is, do not be tempted to try to sneak across the tracks. Even if you do not see the train, do not be tempted to try to sneak across the tracks. Because I'm here to tell you the results are often deadly. You didn't know that. You do now. Don't mess with that. And most of all, Jeff, do not make light of that. I'm not smiling. Are you looking at me? Do I look like this is a joke? It's not. There's a reason why we read those things. Jeff. You know what they are. Let me go back to one more thing that we heard at the end of the hour. Jeff in Socal. Jeff in Socal making light of a serious topic. And that's the worst part about that. Making light of a serious issue. Secondarily is Jeff in Socal ripping somebody else's bit. Somebody had already done what he just did. That somebody was Benny Wisco, of course, who was the first one to make light of that public service announcement. A public service announcement, by the way, that none of you should be making light of. However, Jeff, somebody already did it, and that somebody was Benny in Wisco, and he did it back in 2019.
Who the hell is getting hit by trains? Who are the idiots that made the DOT take a look at us radio listeners as a whole and say, well, we certainly have to remind this group of people not to walk, drive, bike, rollerblade, or rascal themselves in front of this 5,000-ton moving machine that can only travel on tracks that are really well documented, by the way, even blocked by a barrier in most cases. I can't wait to listen to the campaigns in store for us in the future. Do not have sex with a moving farm combine. and Knife Awareness Month. Knives, they're not hot dog beaks, so don't eat them. Anyway, Rome, provided I don't get hit by a locomotive or sucked through a jet engine while walking my dog, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Funny stuff, Ben. Funny then and funny now. Just notice I'm not laughing or even smiling. He starts this thing off by saying, who the hell gets hit by a locomotive? Hey, Benny, obviously somebody, or there would not be a public service announcement. They wouldn't take the time to clear space on major platforms like this and Rich Ackerman's update if, in fact, people were not dying because they're taking their chances. They get to an intersection and they don't stop. Or they think to themselves, oh, I can make it. I can make it. I'll say it one more time, Ben. I'll say it one more time, Jeff. When you get to an intersection, stop because the train can't. You mind if we move on to the next thing? Squirrel 2 tweets, I can't stop eating yours the lane train.